Hi, I'm here at the Millionaire Corner. I'm at the writer's block, and I'm talking with Kent about what you should be checking out this week on our website. Kent, how you doing today?
I'm great. The sun's out.
I know, it's going to be 50 on Monday here in the Chicagoland area.
Right.
It's a heat wave. It
Yeah,
is, that's
yeah.
what they say.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So what should our readers be looking for?
My sports blog is on the site today, and I wrote about youth participation in sports. It's down in a lot of sports, the big ones, football, baseball, basketball, soccer. There are less kids playing sports. Now, there's some weird statistical thing going on there because a lot of kids, when they get to 10, 11, 12, they start playing one sport specifically and getting more seriously involved. Whereas when they're younger, they play multiple sports, so they get counted more than once. So I think that has a lot to do with those numbers. Individual sports now are asking kids to dedicate themselves to that sport for an entire year, which is, when I was growing up, you play everything you wanted to play and then nobody would get on you. And now we're trying to get our kids to be professional athletes when they turn 12, and it puts an awful lot of pressure on the kids, and it also eventually at some point burns out a lot of kids as well. We also have a premium story about investing in healthcare. There is some indication that venture capitalists aren't investing in healthcare, although it's a burgeoning field. I mean, not only because of the Affordable Care Act, but it's a field where an awful lot of money can be made, especially in the field of biotechnology. It's an area where there's a lot of money to be invested in, a lot of opportunities to make money. So it's a long story about the money that's being invested and where it's going.
Okay. Any other stuff that our readers should be looking for on the website?
On Monday, we're going to have a story from our Investor Pulse information survey with investors about how they do their income tax.
Oh.
And it turns out that more of our investors that we talk to do it with the TurboTax kind of thing, as opposed to having it done with their accountant. I think it was like 41% doing it with those kind of services, and then 38% maybe doing it with their accountant, which I thought would be a different number.
too.
I mean, I would never do my taxes that way, and my taxes aren't all that complicated. But a lot of people are trusting those online services and just punching in the numbers and coming up with their tax forms that way.
Donald, how you doing today?
It's 40 degrees. Let me take this sweater.
Woohoo!
I'm well. And so, what are we looking at this week?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you watched the Oscars last Sunday.
Absolutely.
Did you see 12 Years a Slave?
I did not.
Aha. Well, you'll have more of a chance now that it won the Academy Award for Best Picture. It is expanding its theatrical run by about 1,000 theaters. This is called the Oscar Bump.
Okay.
And there's an article my blog this week took a look at how the Oscar bump impacts the financial life of a movie and which movies tend to benefit most from an Oscar bump. And with something like 12 Years a Slave, which is very intense, very graphic, you might not be comfortable seeing it in a theater, but if it wins the Academy Award, if it's nominated for Best Picture, that tends to compel people to think, well, maybe I should give it a look. But the Oscar bump helps in the ancillary markets too, because while you might not want to see it in a theater, maybe you'll watch it at home.
Right.
And you'll fast forward through the uncomfortable bits. But so that story is up. Next week, we asked our affluent investors about their health. Health is a big concern, is an increasing concern, with healthcare costs and all that. So we've talked to them about their health and some of the various ills that they have been prone to. We'll talk about that. On consumer spending trends, we'll be looking at how people say they're going to be eating out less, which does not bode well for, say, like, the restaurant industry, the fast food industry. And what else do we have lined up? That interview that I talked to you about last week with Jonathan Hainig has had to be postponed. That will be this week.
Okay.
So, and he is talking about the documentary he made about the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and life in the pit.
Okay.
So that we can look forward to that. And speaking of looking forward to that, what about your blog?
Well, funny you should ask.
It is.
So we're actually not talking about clothes this week. we're going to be talking about something that's, I think, just as important as clothes, how you smell. So we're going to be talking about my favorite perfume, which is Jo Malone. And what is so great about her fragrance is not only can you wear all her different scents alone, and she has over maybe 25 different scents that you can purchase that are from 6 different families of scents, like light floral, citrus, those families. On top of that, you can mix them to create your own personal scent. So we talk about that. I walk you through how to do it, and I tell you where you can buy it and how to become your own perfumer. So make sure you stop by Monday in the afternoon to check out this blog and other great stories we always have here at the Millionaire Corner. I'm Heather Kiley. Thanks so much for watching.
Always good that you put in your 2 cents.